Hey guys, welcome to the Outdoorpreneurs podcast, where we talk about how to take your love for business, the love for the outdoors, and turn it into a business. That's what this is. Going to bring this to you on Wednesdays. You want to do one a month, one a week. I started this journey a long time ago. Really, February 2017 is when I quit my day job to do Black Warrior Lures full time, to do the YouTube channel, to sell my products that I make, and to sell the products that I sell from overseas and the classes that I put on over on Teachable, places like that. It's been a year and we're still going. I plan on continuing to go. I'm only ramping things up from here. Right. So, I got orders sitting here on my desk behind here. I got a bunch. I've got about 4 dozen floats to put together. Some of them here in various stages of completion. And that's how I got started with this was, was just making my own fishing tackle for my own needs, and I thought, well, maybe we could just put this on eBay or something, and maybe people would buy. And they started buying, and they've been buying ever since. And so that's why I started doing this. And I've been an outdoorsman all my life. I've fished all my life. Fished as a kid. Fished with my dad as a kid, and that's just translated here into adulthood, and that's what I'm doing now. So what is this? So that's basically what this is. The format here is I'm going to basically take some topics that I've learned in business, topics that you want to know about. If you want to know about something specific, go ahead and shoot me an email, damon@blackwarriorlures.com, or you can get to the website and shoot me a message there. Or you can, if you're watching this on YouTube, send in the comments, whatever, below. If you just have that passion, you just love the outdoors, you love fishing, you love hunting, you love mountain biking, you love just the outdoors in general. But how do you take that love of the outdoors and turn it into income, revenue that's going to feed you? And what can you do? And how do you make that transition? And how do you when's the perfect time to get out of that day job and those sorts of things? I want to cover those sorts of things because I think I see a lot of great people out there, a lot of people on YouTubes, and a lot of people doing a lot of great things, and I just want to be able to try to help people along, pass on some of the things that I have learned, and I'm still learning. I mean, I'm always learning. I'm always learning something new. A big part of my YouTube channel is just including people into the things that I'm learning, like how do you fish with nothing but a line in your hand, right? How do you marry flies, artificial flies, say tied here on the fly tying vise with bait? How do you raise your own bait? Those sorts of things. And a lot of you have been with me since the beginning, and I thank you. A lot of you have bought my products, and I thank you. But I think it's time to just, I'm a teacher at heart, so I want to just take what I've learned and what I am learning and pass it on. And that's right. So let's just move on. What's this topic? I had let's see, how to start a YouTube channel, how to start a YouTube fishing channel. All right, and I'll probably be doing a series of these, how to start whatever. Probably do hunting, fishing, outdoors, travel, whatever. But for this week, since I'm a fisherman, and a lot of you are fishermen and watch my channel, and I post to a lot of fishing forums. How do you start a fishing YouTube channel? Now, for me, I've been producing content for years, really, probably more than a decade. My first YouTube channel was actually a channel called Greenhorn Gardening. It's actually still up. I just don't add any content to it or anything, but the videos are still there, and that's where I kind of cut my first teeth on shooting video. And I'm telling you, those videos were horrible, so don't laugh if you watch them. They were about as bad as the videos I have here on Black Warrior Lures at first, but as you can see, I've learned. You go back and watch those early videos, you've learned, you've gotten better, and that's what's so great about it. You can pick up a lot of skills doing this. That's the number one thing. You can pick up a lot of skills that you can use in just any field of endeavor. It doesn't matter. And that's the number one thing. So how do you start a fishing channel? How do you start a fishing YouTube channel? You got to first figure out why you want to do this. We'll talk about mindset in another episode, but there has to be a strategic vision. It's not just, I'm just going to throw up fishing videos because I just love fishing. Well, that's what I call lame. Okay. Okay, there's nothing wrong with loving fishing and you just want to share some of your fishing videos if that's all you want to do. Um, if that's what you want to do, there's really nothing wrong with that. But for me, I started Black Warrior Lures fishing channel as a business from the start. In fact, if you go back and look at my early videos, a couple of the videos were making my fishing floats, literally right here at this same desk, except it was over there off camera, making these floats. And they were a different version of these floats. They were a much more primitive version. As I was learning how to make floats, I just started, documenting those sorts of things. And then I remember I was really getting into trolling, fishing with trolling, and using bucktails, jigs, and things like that for trolling on the rivers, and experimenting with various rigs. Very early days, very crude stuff, but that's where I started, and I wanted that to be a testament to, hey, this is what I'm trying, and do you want to sort of join me on this journey, right? And so, in other words, I'm just telling a story. So every video is a part of a larger story, right? And so so you have to really concentrate on the reason why you want to do this. Because I've seen some people who put up ton of fishing videos, and you look at their channels, and there's hardly any subscribers, there's hardly any views, there's hardly any interaction. And often what I see is they essentially have one video, and every video is a repeat of that one video, right? That's what you don't want on your channel, okay? You have to have a variety of content. Now, when you're starting out, that may be all you have, but just like life, every day is a little bit different, and people don't, people already have day jobs. They already have jobs where they have to go, they have to clock in, they have to do the same thing for 8 hours a day, and then come home and hopefully get a bite to eat, hopefully get a little bit of rest, something to drink, night to sleep before they get up the next day and do it again. So when they come home and they flip on their computer or get their little phone up or tablet, whatever, and punch up your YouTube channel, and they just see the same thing they saw yesterday and the day before and the day before and the video before that, it gets to a point to where your YouTube channel begins to mimic their day job, and they're out of there, right, real quick, right? I mean, so you have to diversify your content, and that's another thing. If I were you, I would choose 3 main topics on your YouTube channel to start with. When I say topics, main areas. Let's say you are a bass fisherman. You just love bass fishing. You got all the gear. Well, actually, just good old-fashioned bass fishing videos can be just one type of video, and you can put those out maybe on, say, Monday or something. Just bass fishing Mondays or whatever. And then let's say you love, finding really odd ball baits that you can use, or you love crankbaits, for instance. Well, you could put out a video on Wednesday that's nothing but crankbait Wednesdays, right? See how it kind of sounds like crankbait Wednesdays, You could do that, and all you do is just find a bunch of crankbaits, whether it's either dollar bin or whatever, and it's just crankbait Wednesday, right? And then maybe Friday, it's just let's say you love, you got to do maintenance on the boat, you got to prep everything. Well, guess what? That Friday video can be just you getting ready to go fishing. You're just kind of talking through it, whatever, and so it becomes sort of a vlog. And you're just sort of look at everything you do with fishing, and look at the things you do a lot of, and the favorite things you do, and let those be the first sort of videos that you put out. And so, and depending on your aspirations, how many videos do you need to put out on YouTube to be quote unquote successful or whatever. And I'm looking at my channel. It's about 2,500 subscribers, and that's pretty good. I mean, it's more than the 1,000 that they recommend, that they say you have to have now. And so I'm doing something right. So it's been my experience that 3 to 5 videos a week really gets me the best success. I know everybody may not have the time to do that, but when I first started, it was like 2 to 4 videos. That's what I decided. I said, I'm going to do 2 to 4 videos every single week, no matter what. And about every 6 weeks, I would take a week off just to give myself a chance to breathe, whatever. 4th of July, I took that whole week off. Last half of December, I take off. The last half of the week of Thanksgiving, I usually take off as well. So plenty of breaks, but for the most part, consistently putting out 2 to 4 videos every single week, right? One of the things that frustrates me to no end is when YouTubers, they have like 10 videos up. Most of those videos were made 3 years ago, and then they're wondering why they don't get subscribers. Just don't even talk to me. You will make me so mad, right? You start putting out 2 to 4 videos. Let's say you're averaging 3 videos a week times 52 weeks. That's like what? 50 times, 5 times 3 is 15. So you're talking 150 videos a year. I mean, you're gonna see some results one way or the other, right? If you're putting out that kind of content. So you have to learn to be prolific in your content, which means you gotta learn how to shoot your camera. You gotta learn how to do all that stuff. And you gotta decide early on, is this gonna be just a hobby for you, or are you actually wanting to turn this into a business and make a living? I think you got to start there. If it's just a hobby, well, just put up videos whenever you feel like it. Just do whatever you want. It doesn't matter. I'm not talking to those people, okay? This is the Outdoorpreneurs podcast. This is for people who have decided that they want to take their love for the outdoors and turn it into a business. If you want to do that, and let's say you're in a day job and you just don't have a lot of time, 2 to 4 videos is where I would start, and trying to seriously average about 3 a week, every single week, about every 6 weeks, take a week off so you won't burn out, take that week off. But you got to learn how to produce content. You got to learn how to produce a lot of content. That's what I started with. And then when I went full time, I said, well, we need to do more like 3 to 5 videos a week. And now I'm, really at the point where I'm trying to go daily on YouTube. All right. And so I've changed the way I shoot things. I shoot all my videos. I shoot all my stuff at first and then just edit them and post them later. I mean, I'm on my Tuesday videos. I'm like, 3 weeks ahead now. My Thursday videos about the same. We're, right here, we're recording all my Wednesday podcasts for the next month or something. So I do a more production style format where you're, recording everything up front and then you can edit it later, or I can record everything up front, edit it all the next day for that category, and then post it the next day after that, and I'm done for the month. It's just so much easier to do it that way. But if you want to start a fishing YouTube channel, another thing too, it's not always about the production. On the other hand too, I need to get some water. Forgive the chair. It creaks like crazy trying to get some water here. Let me get some water a second, guys. It's kind of hard on your voice to talk like this. See, another reason why I wanted to start this podcast was because people just wanted to hear me talk about things. And since I'm a teacher at heart, I want to teach and convey and things that I've learned. So that's why I'm doing it this way. I need to get a mic stand. I'm just holding it's a handheld mic, so it's fine just the way it is, really. Now I forgot what I was going to say. Decide if you want to go full time. If your end goal is full time, act like you're going full time now. Just go. All right. Don't be just sitting around. I'll put a maybe. I don't feel like doing a video this week. Well, you just. I hope you don't do your day job like that. I mean, because if you're your own boss, there's nobody There's nobody looking over your shoulder telling you what to do and all that kind of thing. And if you have to realize, what type of business mindset do you have? Do you have that knack for business? If you don't, do you have the desire to learn and develop that over the course of time? Do you have that ability to see opportunities? If not, do you have that desire to develop that over time? The one question I like to ask people, how many books have you read on business and marketing and accounting or whatever? You know, and if the answer is zero, then, well, you're just not ready. Right? You're just not ready. You're going to have to educate yourself. Probably the best book I've read on, I'll do a podcast on this later, on business, outdoor business, has been actually an old guy called Claude C. Hopkins. He's the man who invented the coupon. He lived way, before the Great Depression, published a couple of books, My Life in Advertising and Scientific Advertising. Those books are in public domain. You can get them. You can get them for very cheap if you want a published version of it, but they're very old, and you'll learn a lot about sales in that video, in that in that book, in those two books. But to start a fishing channel, you have to decide, what do you do best, what do you like best, and then the other component is, what do people want to actually see? For instance, I fish for food, but most people fish for fun. See, right there you already have a sort of a conflict. The way I fish is not really the way I fish, or the reasons I fish are not the reason why most people fish. But when people see me fishing for the reasons I fish, they see me having more fun than just about anybody else they've seen. And so there's something that they identify with, even though they don't fish the way I fish. That's why they subscribe. That's why the people keep coming back and watching, right? They just identify with something, okay? So you need to sit down with a piece of paper and write down why you want to do this. Why do you want to make fishing videos? Okay, I can't answer that for you. My reason is not your reason. I'm not sharing all my reasons here, but it's something you need to do. There have to have a strategic vision, right? I'm a teacher at heart. I like teaching. I like sharing the story with people. I like capturing the action and the emotion of what it's like when you hook a fish, and that's why you see me out there. That's what captures that fun and things, and then I'm a creative person at heart, and I love working with the technologies and things like that, and I just like passing on what I've learned to someone else, who, even if they don't use what I have, if they can take any portion of that and use it in their fishing, that'll help them, even if they're just doing it for fun. And that's rewarding in and of itself. So, and then also too, as I do this, I'm designing fishing tackle, designing various fishing tackles that I'm sitting here. I'd rather be out in the river, but hey, I got customers wanting products, so guess what? You give it to them. And and that's another thing. Just, you've seen me do my fly tying videos, things like that. So you can put out a lot of videos, but the first thing you have to learn is how to put out content, how to put out a lot of content, how to put out a lot of content that people want to watch. You have to capture people's attention, hold people's attention, and then actually give them something they want. And in this case, it's either the videos or the products I sell, whatever that is. And my friends, I hope it was more rambling, more improvised and rambling than I normally do, because normally I like to keep my videos short, but the podcast is more talking and discussing. I like to say once again that if you're watching this on YouTube, you can always comment below, but for those of you who are listening on the podcast, just go to the website, onto the blog, and I'll just put a link to the blog feed that you can put it into your iTunes or whatever and just instantly download to your devices, all that kind of thing. Okay. I'm probably going to get about 4 or 5 of these episodes out first before I try to submit them to iTunes and all those various places. But you can always get the podcast feed and put it into your device, your favorite podcatcher, those sorts of things. And I'll give you that. And my friends, that is the first episode. Listen, if you want to start a fishing podcast, one of the things I've learned in making videos is there's this thing called the algorithm, the YouTube algorithm, the whatever, okay? And one of the things that I've used is a tool called TubeBuddy. Now, I have an affiliate link. What TubeBuddy is a tool that allows me to title things. I can find search engine terms that people are interested in. For instance, one of these terms is how to start a fishing channel. Right? That is a search term that people are actually typing into YouTube at this very moment. And I can take that, put that in the title. I can put it in my tags. I can write sort of blog post type descriptions of it on the blog, on my website. I can write an extensive blog post on that topic, and YouTube sees that and says, oh, people are typing in, here's a piece of content that exactly matches what they're looking for. Let's make this guy's video rank really high in the search engine so that your video comes up first or second or third or whatever. I do that with a tool called TubeBuddy, and if you follow my link and you want to learn how to do more stuff like that, in the description is also a link to so that you can start your journey fishing on your fishing YouTube channel, okay? And I'll get a kickback from that or whatever. If you want to use that, use my link. I just wanted to let you know that. All right, guys. See you next week.